Today we're going to be talking about numbers don't lie. But I got some more information to give to y'all about this particular type of video and what I'm going to start doing. But we're also going to be talking about the foundations. But I got to get the intro out the way, so let's go. This is the most scariest part of my life, trying to pass a damn Swift truck. My beautiful wife.
You can't see because I'm bundled up.
Yeah, she's definitely bundled up. Now, I'm in Salisbury, North Carolina, which is not too far from Charlotte. I got a couple more loads in the work that I got to do tonight and tomorrow, and they pay really extremely well, and plus they're lightweight loads. Okay, but that's not the whole purpose of this video. This video and more videos coming is basically going to break it down on how to be successful owner operator from start to finish. That's what I'm going to do for you guys in this series. Break it down step by step, real information, understandable information, and researchable information. So that way owner operators that's new to this game can definitely benefit and prosper of it. So that's what we're all trying to do. So with that being said, that basically means what I'm going to do is take Guilty's idea that he gave to me and presented it to me, and I'm going to give you guys a series of videos, educational videos called Numbers Don't Lie. So this particular video is going to be part 1 about how to set up your foundation, okay, and about foundation, why it's so important. So with that being said, let's just jump right into it, right? Now, one of the biggest problems that most new owner operators have in this game is they lack sustainable income. And not only do they lack sustainable income, they're also not set up at home to make it more prosperous for them while they're out here, breaking their backs and running and driving and stuff. Some owner operators, when they first cross over from company driver over here to the owner operator world, one of the biggest problems that you guys also have is you guys might have your home finances all over the place. It's not, and you guys don't even know what numbers you need. So what that basically means, when you're starting out in your business journey, you have no foundation, or the foundation is horribly cracked. And if you were building a house or a structure or anything and you build it on basically messed up foundation or no foundation at all, eventually that structure, that house, that building is going to come tumbling down. So in the next couple of videos, I'm going to give you guys some tactics and things to do to stop that from happening, to prevent that from happening. It's so imperative that while you're a company driver, okay, before you decide to cross over to the lease scam or the lease purchase, or basically anything where it now requires you to have a business name, an EIN number, business checking and savings accounts, it is very imperative that you have your home finances together first. So, and it will be a great time that while you're a company driver to learn things like what a fixed income is, what a variable income is, what is an asset, and what is a liability. Okay? And then the biggest thing of all of it is learning how and learning what the word budget is and how to do it. And those same things that I just said for you guys to learn, I really am about to just break it down. A fixed expense is basically where it stays the same. So like your rent or mortgage, as long as it never fluctuates and you gotta pay it every month and it's the same rate every month, that's called a fixed expense. And then you have variable expenses, okay? And what variable expenses is basically like a gas bill or electric bill, where this month it might be this amount, or then next month it might be this amount, okay? So that is the difference between a fixed expense as well as a variable expense. So the difference between an asset and a liability, right? An asset is basically something that you have that is generating you wealth or equity, okay? That is what an asset is. So let's say you own your house and you bought your house for, $20,000, $30,000, whatever, $100,000, $200,000, and then you go sell your house, and now you sold your house for double than what you bought it. Therefore, your house that you own is technically an asset. The only reason why a house is considered an asset basically is because of it. It's not that it generates wealth, it's that it generates equity. In other words, it builds wealth within time. Okay, and the more you invest into it, the more it's worth. Okay, but also at the same time, there's other things that you may have in your possession as more so as an asset than it is a liability. Now, a liability is basically one of the words that almost everyone knows. But just to break it down, in case there is someone watching this that doesn't know what a liability is, a liability is something that basically means you have to pay money for that is never going to give you money back. Like a car payment for a brand new car. Or liability is also something that you get that you bought so much, that you put so much money on, and then soon as you own it, the appreciation of it drops, so it depreciates. So again, just like a brand new car where you spend $20,000-$30,000 on it and you drive off the lot, and now that car is only worth $15,000. Hopefully that was basically very understandable, laid out to the point where you guys understand the difference between fixed cost, variable cost, assets, and liability. Okay, now the biggest word is called budgeting. What is budgeting? Budgeting is just another word of you knowing your numbers and knowing what you got to do to make your numbers. So knowing budgeting is also another word for disciplining yourself to make sure you're hitting your numbers and making your numbers your priority. How can you break down and how can you start budgeting? That's the next question, okay? And I'm basically going to break it down. Take some time out of your busy day, out of your life. If you're married, have your spouse or have your partner or have your husband, while you're a company driver, gather up all of your bills, all of them, okay? And do it for 3 months in a row. Don't just stop there. Every time you or your spouse put gas in the car, every time you go out to eat, every time you buy a stick of gum, every time you guys are actually there on home time and you guys decide to go out and watch a movie, grab all of those receipts, separate them month to month, okay? Separate them month to month. Start writing stuff down. Start using a calculator to see exactly how much you're spending. Now, where assets and liability and where fixed costs and variable costs come in, helps you with budgeting, because now you can make a pile for fixed costs and you can make a pile for a variable cost. You can make a pile for what is a liability, and now you can make a pile for what is an asset. So now, after 3 months of you getting all of your receipts and you're separating the receipts and you're going through it, with budgeting, now it allows you to be like, look, I don't really need to buy this anymore. I don't really need to keep paying for this anymore, paying for that. Like, it's just a waste of money. So budgeting and doing it the way I just did makes you aware of what you, and if you happen to be married, your spouse and your children is doing, all right, in the house. And now the next thing you want to do is ask yourself, where can I cut some costs at? One of the places that my wife and I cut a cost at was car payments. I got tired of paying for a car. Literally. What is the point of me paying $600-700 a month, including insurance, car insurance that you have to have on your car a month, and just so if I was to go sell this particular vehicle, that I'm not even going to get what I paid for it back or over that. It just didn't make no sense to me. So this is what I did. I let the car go. And then me and my wife, we spent $1,500 on her Jeep Liberty. The engine was bad in it, so we spent another $1,000 on a brand new engine and put it in there. So all in all, we spent roughly about $3,500 for a Jeep that runs great, that's going to last about 10-20 years. And then if we was happen to sell it right now, we definitely know that I can at least get $2,000 more out of it than what I put into it. So even though it's still considered a liability, because I'm pumping more money into it with the insurance and the gas and the oil and the oil changes and the tires and stuff like that, it's also, but we still need a car, but I'm paying absolutely the most least amount that I possibly can for a mode of transportation for my wife. And it's not a hoopty. I also realized what all my fixed expenses was and what my variable expenses was. My fixed expenses, I realized there's nothing that I could do to change it. All my variable expenses, it allowed me to realize that, hey, maybe we can do some things to lower our gas bill, or lower our electric bill, or lower our water bill, or, you know what I'm saying, by maybe being more disciplined and more conservative about how we use the energy in them type of bills. But there's a secret to the sauce that I'm about to give you guys. Are you ready? Are you? So you're going to take the highest month out of all 3 months, okay? You're going to take the highest variable number that you have for your variable bills, for all your variable bills, and you're going to add all of those together for that particular month. And then you're going to take all of your fixed bills, you're going to add all of those together, and then you're also going to take all of your miscellaneous, and this is just what I do, household whatever bills, and you're going to put them all together, and you're going to add it all together. Okay, now you're going to have a particular number that you need to be able to make a month. But we're not stopping there. We got to keep going. Now you're going to divide those numbers by 4, okay? Because it's typically 4 weeks in a month. So out of them 4 weeks, now you got a certain number that each week you need to hit. Now, this is where budgeting comes in. All right, now you know the numbers that your house needs to make to be able to survive. And just an added tip, whatever money and how much money you would like to put into your savings account each month, add that into your monthly expenses. All right, add that in, so that way when you break it down to each week, you still even have numbers for that. So right there's a little tip for you guys, and that's what I did in mine, and it works tremendous.
But Aaron, my weekly numbers is a high number. What do I do?
Now you know on your numbers, now you can position yourself to get into a career or into a job where you're making more numbers. Now you're making a higher paycheck than what your weekly bills call for. So, and now you can get apps that allows you to put that exact amount into the account to pay all of your bills each month if you wanted to go the lazy route. But now you basically have a goal or gross that you have to earn each week to be able to pay your bills in the house. Now with you knowing that, it helps out a lot. You're going to be like, all right, well, I know my bills required me to make $500 a week, which is an average, okay? Because most incomes at home is you need at least $2,000 or more to support yourselves at home. Now you can maximize your hours at the job that you're working at if the job offers things like overtime for those who is paid on hourly service, hourly rates, like $9.50 an hour. For truck drivers that's getting paid per mile, maybe you can figure out how to better yourself at your job to get those extra miles and to work on time management to hit that particular number. So it gives you basically an idea on what you gotta do or can do to make sure that you hit those numbers a week. Or you can go out and find another place to work for, all right? To be able to make sure that you're able to hit that number each week without quitting your job, of course, until you find another job. So this is basically step one, information on foundation. This is basically setting up your foundation. So what did you learn? Okay, what did you learn? So you should have learned the difference between fixed cost, variable cost, as well as assets and liability, and what budgeting is, and have an idea on how to budget. You know your numbers at home. Imagine how you can set yourself up to understanding your numbers in business. So I want everybody to comment down below on whether or not this information that I just gave you guys is an awesome information. I want you guys to comment down below if you guys are already budgeting at home, and give some people more techniques if I didn't cover it all in this one. It would just help people. So yeah, if you comment down below, let people know how you guys budget at home, it would be awesome. So other than that, you guys know what time it is. So this is Numbers Don't Lie, and I don't care if you guys heard it over there. I hope the hell y'all didn't hear it over there, because over here I'm only going to give y'all the mother trucking truth, nothing more, nothing less. And shout out to Guilty718. Go check out his store, go check out his channel, and shout out to Trucker Gil for being my mentor. I appreciate y'all, homie. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel and you like this content, also subscribe. But I gotta get back to work, so I'm gonna see you guys on the other side.